Imagine if I told you that the United States, overnight, had passed a law that said any American woman who married a foreign man automatically lost her U.S. citizenship. Sound ridiculous? It's not.
We are 1 year nearly into the Trump administration, and he has effectively banned asylum seeking for anyone who isn't white. After the fatal shooting in DC last week, Trump imposed asylum bans and immigration bans and green card bans on 19 different countries. 19 different countries. These are the countries. I'm going to let you take a minute and decide what they have in common. They have nothing in common. They have nothing in common. This is effectively a ban on brown and black migrants, on brown and black asylum seekers. Right now, the only people that can claim asylum are white South Africans. White South Africans are the only people that can claim asylum in the US right now. And it doesn't even matter if you are already here, you have all of your documentation, you've done everything legally and the right way, they are canceling green card ceremonies right now across the board. If you are from these countries, your green card ceremonies will be cancelled. You cannot get a green card, you cannot get naturalized, even though you've done this the right way.
Okay, look at this list. 19 countries. Trump just ordered a review of every single green card issued to people from this list here that come from these countries. And we're actually moving to completely banning migration from these 19 countries. I want to know, do you agree with that or not? Please comment here. And of course, here comes all the accusations, xenophobia, anti-migrant, and all the predictable course every single time. And here's something that nobody wants to say out loud, but I will. This is not Donald Trump's fault. Again, this is not Donald Trump's fault at all. This all is happening because of Biden's reckless policies. I don't even call it a policy to leave your borders wide open. He was the one flying people in by the plane load using a phone app, the same way he signed those executive orders using an auto pen. In all honesty, if you don't see this as an attack on America's sovereignty, I don't know what will change your mind. It's easy to point fingers to Donald Trump and America for trying to enforce its laws. But nobody wants to look at the root of the...
All right, I don't normally do this, but we have some breaking news regarding citizenship and Americans holding dual citizenship, and it's not good. Today, Republican Senator Bernie Moreno introduced the Exclusive Citizenship Act of 2025, which aims to ban dual citizenship in the United States. This would affect millions of Americans. He stated about this bill that you owe America all of your allegiance and that it's, quote, all or nothing. This bill aims to forcibly remove dual citizenship from American citizens. If they do not comply, their American citizenship will be taken away. So here are my honest, unfiltered first thoughts about this bill. What the actual fuck? This is absolutely terrifying. I cannot believe this is actually being floated as an idea. I recently found out that I have Canadian heritage and I applied for Canadian citizenship. And I'm telling you right now that if this law passes, I'm going to choose Canada. And I'm not being an edgy America bad person about this. I'm just saying I would rather pick the country that gives me the freedom of choice than the country that is making me prove allegiance. That to me seems like a no-brainer. So I know on this app, there's always this vibe of you need to leave the country now. They're going to try to lock us in. They're not going to let us leave. And for months and months and months, I have been pushing back against that narrative. I've been saying that it's fear-mongering, that I don't really buy into it. I'm still not fully sold that they're trying to lock us in this country, but you know what? Some people are at this point, because this bill aims to take away avenues to live in other places and to leave the country. And the scariest thing about it is a lot of these crazy laws.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and I hope you are all doing good. Today we are breaking down one of the most controversial political conversations happening right now. Americans reacting to Donald Trump's stated desire to review all dual citizens in the United States and his proposal to ban future immigrants who hold dual citizenship. So, this idea has sparked a nationwide debate, raising questions about national identity, the security, freedom, and what it truly means to be American. So, in this video, we will just explore the reactions, the concerns, the arguments, and the emotional responses coming from all sides of the political spectrum. Let's get into these clips. I'll be coming back with more commentaries. Stay tuned.
that we've been seeing in these past couple of years, this is how they start. It starts as some crazy idea that everyone's like, oh, that'll never pass. And then before we know it, these things pass. So yes, I'm legitimately terrified. But here's my advice. If you have your family tree and you know that you can apply for dual citizenship somewhere else, get it done now rather than later, because we actually don't know if that is going to be an opportunity in the future. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you are planning on exiting the United States, moving abroad to another country, I would recommend maybe seeing if you can speed that up. I'm not trying to be fear-mongery, but if things like this are getting introduced in Congress, I do not have good feelings about the future of this.
A Republican senator from the state of Ohio by the name of Bernie Moreno has introduced a proposed law. It's called a Bill of Exclusive Citizenship Act of 2025 that would make it so that no one in the U.S. could be a citizen or national of the U.S. while also having citizenship of another country. Many naturalized U.S. citizens keep their original citizenship. So many people are citizens of India and United States, Pakistan, United States, Congo, United States. They always keep their original citizenship just in case. Many of them have homes, family back home. It's easier to travel with the initial passport. If passed, this proposed bill would require people who have dual citizenship to have 1 year to write a letter to the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security or Secretary of State renouncing their dual citizenship. In other words, renouncing their other citizenship, or they will lose their U.S. citizenship. So you have to pick, and you only have 1 year to decide. This is just a proposal right now. We will see what happens, but this is against two major Supreme Court cases that found that dual citizenship in the U.S. is a constitutional right. The first being Talbot versus Jansen, U.S. Supreme Court from 1795, and the more recent one, Afroim versus Rusk from 1967, where in 1967 the Supreme Court ruled that a U.S. citizen cannot lose U.S. citizenship just because they have citizenship of another country. We'll see how this develops, but this shows you the larger climate of this nationalist propaganda that Trump and his administration are pushing, and is showing up even in the U.S. Congress. I personally do not think this law will pass, but because this is against the Constitution, but we'll see how this develops. For now, share this video, subscribe to our channel, and please call us to make an appointment if you need an urgent immigration strategy and help. We are here for you. Call us now.
I don't know how many of you have heard about this, but a Republican senator introduced a bill that would not allow American citizens to hold dual citizenship. As an immigrant and dual citizen myself, I think this is insane. And I really, really hope that this bill dies before it reaches the president's desk. And worst case scenario, even if it does reach the president's desk and he signs it, I hope that it gets challenged in court. This senator, whom, by the way, is an immigrant and dual citizen himself, is claiming that it's a conflict of interest and a divide in loyalties for U.S. citizens to be able to have dual citizenship. This is nationalism, and if I'm forced to choose between Bulgaria and the United States, I'm going to choose my Bulgarian citizenship because they're not forcing me to give up my other citizenship. They're giving me a choice. It's insane that that's something that I even have to think about. And it also angers me because my parents came to this country when I was 2 years old. We waited almost a decade to become citizens in this country. And yes, my family came here the right way. We had green cards. But even doing it the quote-unquote right way takes years. You don't just willy-nilly walk into the United States and get citizenship. I know that's what a lot of people who don't have two brain cells to rub together and a red hat think happens when you come to the United States. Be it as a green card holder or through asylum, I know that's what they think happens, but that's not the case. It's a very time-consuming and very expensive process, which is insane that I even have to say that. It should be common knowledge, but yeah, that's where we're at.
In 1907, the U.S. passed the Expatriation Act. Tens of thousands of women woke up as strangers in their own country because the government decided their identity could be rewritten in a single sentence in a statute book. No hearing, no paperwork, no warning. You know, with all the chaos happening in the U.S. right now, I think it's easy to forget that laws, as bizarre as they might sound at first, do get passed, and often without the attention of the media. This week, an American senator advanced a bill that would ban Americans from holding dual citizenship. The bill would force people to choose one passport and give them 1 year to renounce every other tie they have. Long shot? Not necessarily. Bills in the U.S. far worse than this have already cleared committees and legislatures and courts. We have seen in the last year how fast a fringe idea, one based on fear or ignorance, becomes a headline, then a platform, and then a law. I watched American cable news today. Hours of it. You know what the big topic was today? Did Donald Trump nod off in a meeting? When a government starts debating about whether you should be allowed more than one identity, when the media ignores it, you are not seeing patriotism. You are seeing control. So if you live in the United States, take a moment and look at your own family tree. You might have options you didn't know that you had. Here in Canada, we have got your back. We just expanded who can pass down Canadian citizenship. If your parents were Canadian, lived here much of their lives, but were born abroad, you might now qualify for citizenship. If you're a healthcare worker, our doors are open. We will fast track your licensing, help you move your family, and put you on the path to citizenship here, in safety, where your kids will dodge homework, not live rounds. We are not perfect here, but we try to hold ourselves to a simple standard, relentless decency. And we will keep having the back of ordinary Americans like you, even in the years when America forgets to have ours.
It seems like nobody is safe in America because Trump has now said that he is going to deport all people who are dual citizens, who are Americans, because they said that they have to swear their allegiance to America. So there are so many people in America who are part Mexican, who are part Canadian, who are part British, or hold dual citizenships. And he said that these people are going to be given a choice to give up their other citizenships or be deported or leave the country. I mean, who's going to be left in America? I honestly don't know. But it could very well be some very, very angry bunch of Americans who I don't understand. With the damage that Trump is doing to America, there is no way America will ever recover from this man. And you lot are praising him. You lot you think that he is doing amazing things for your country, but what he is doing is absolutely properly destroying not only America, but the whole of the West.
An Ohio senator has introduced legislation that would outlaw dual citizenship for American citizens. Ohio U.S. Senator Bernie Moreno has introduced this legislation called the Exclusive Citizenship Act of 2025 because he thinks that citizens of the United States should owe sole and exclusive allegiance to the United States of America. Moreno was originally born in Colombia, moving to the U.S. at 5 and becoming a U.S. citizen at 18. Citing that becoming an American citizen at 18 was one of the greatest honors of his life. He thinks that allegiance to the U.S. should be undivided and that this act will preserve the integrity, essentially, of national citizenship. If it becomes law, U.S. citizens will have 1 full year to renounce citizenship to a foreign country. Anybody who fails to do so within the year will be voluntarily relinquished from their U.S. citizenship. Another angle that they're trying to push here with this act is that it creates conflict of interest because you are then also pledging allegiance to another foreign country rather than your own, which should be the U.S. What do you guys think of this? I'd love to hear in the comments below, and if you're looking for pocket-sized politics, you're in the right spot.
Alright guys, you know, a review of these dual citizens could mean examining the backgrounds, the loyalties or legal statuses of millions of America who hold citizenship in 2 countries. Meanwhile, banning immigrants who are dual citizens would mean that anyone applying to immigrate to the United States but still holding citizenship elsewhere could be denied entry unless they renounce their other nationality. Critics are now arguing this would impact diplomats, international workers, or global students, and millions of ordinary people who were simply born to parents from two countries. Supporters, however, frame it as a national security measure. Yes, there are Americans who support the idea, there are those who don't support the idea. So let's start with the segment of Americans who strongly support the proposal, because when I was perusing through the social media, it was a two-way traffic. You know, many matters say the world is becoming more unstable, and they believe that people with ties to multiple nations may create vulnerabilities. They argue that the United States need to know exactly where loyalties lie, especially for those working in sensitive industries or positions of power. Some supporters emphasize a belief in a one nation, one citizenship principle. For them, dual citizenship feels like divided allegiance. They claim that if people want the benefits of being American, they should commit to America fully. Others feel that this proposal is simply long overdue, arguing that the immigration system has become too broad, too permissive, or too lenient. And many say things like, if you want to be American, be American. Pick a country, don't have two passports. So they say the proposal as a strengthening national unity and simplifying immigration policies. So, however, while this position is strong among some groups, the opposition is equally passionate. Yes, so there are Americans who strongly oppose it. Yeah, like guys, let's turn to these people who fiercely oppose the idea. For millions of dual citizens living in the United States, the idea of being reviewed feels intrusive, stigmatizing, or even frightening. Opponents argue that dual citizenship does not imply divided loyalties. It simply reflects modern global reality. People are born abroad, have immigrant parents, marry across borders, work overseas, or live internationally. So many say the proposal sends the message that they are less American than others. You'll hear statements like, I pay taxes, I vote, I serve in the military. Why should my citizenship be questioned? Dual citizenship doesn't weaken America, it strengthens it. And there are also constitutional questions. Critics argue that reviewing citizens based on dual nationality could violate equal protection principles or lead to discrimination against specific ethnic or national groups. And for immigrants, banning dual citizenship applicants could make the United States less appealing to global talent. Professionals, scholars, scientists, and investors who often maintain ties to their home countries. Opponents frame the proposal as unnecessary, unfair, and harmful to America's diversity and global competitiveness. Yes, so let's talk of fear and uncertainty among dual citizens. You know, this debate has created a wave of uncertainty among dual citizens themselves. Some worry about potential background checks, the legal complications, or bureaucratic hurdles. Others fear losing rights or being pressured to renounce one citizenship. Families with international ties, parents from different countries, kids born abroad, wonder what could happen next. People who have served in the military or contributed to the economy, they feel confused why they might suddenly be scrutinized. For many, the emotional impact is real. They say that the proposal creates doubt where there was once security. Yes, and we have legal and expert reactions. The legal experts have also weighed in when I was scrolling through the social media, and some acknowledge that a country can regulate dual citizenship immigration. However, once someone becomes a United States citizen, especially if they were naturalized or born in the United States, their rights are constitutionally protected. Reviewing or categorizing citizens by their dual nationality raises concerns about equal protection, due process, the privacy, the selective enforcement, and the precedent for future policies. International scholars also warn that banning dual citizenship immigrants could damage diplomatic relations, particularly with the nations where dual nationality is common. We have a lot of public reactions across the political spectrum. And across the political spectrum, reactions vary widely. Some conservatives are split, many support the idea, but others argue that it might be intrusive government overreach. Some liberals are outraged, seeing it as discriminatory, while others note that reviewing dual citizenship is complex and may be logistically unrealistic. Moderates are divided as well. Many are confused, seeking clarity on the details. Some feel torn between national security concerns and personal freedoms. Meanwhile, independents and non-voters express frustration that immigration debates always seem to target ordinary families rather than addressing deeper systemic issues. Overall, the question reveals just how diverse American identity has become. Yeah, guys. So the proposal to review dual citizens and ban future dual citizenship immigrants has split the country, and supporters see it as a bold move to protect national security and enforce loyalty. Opponents see it as a discriminatory, un-American, and a threat to millions of families who contribute to this country every day. So no matter which side you are, one thing is clear, that this debate forces America to confront a fundamental question. What does it mean to be American in a globalized world? Yeah, now it's your turn, guys. What do you think about dual citizenship? Should the United States review dual citizens or ban dual citizenship immigrants? Drop your thoughts in the comments, guys. And of course, all credit belongs to the original creators of the video. This video is meant for educational purposes and commentary purposes as well. Drop your thoughts in the comments, guys, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the story shaping America today by hitting that subscription button. Yes, thank you so much. Have a nice time. Turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss on the next one.